talking about before about, the Alzheimer's and people that's like the music and the lyrics to a song is like the last thing that you forget.
Yes.
So it just shows you, like, and you know what the other thing is? I was thinking about this. So a lot of those things we talked about before with the health benefits of whatever, you can't paint everything with the same brush. But in this case, have you ever met anybody in your life that said they don't like music?
No.
Right. So they might say, I don't like country music, I don't like classical music, and they all have their own music.
Yes.
But there's not a person that I've ever known in my life, and dare I say alive, on this planet, who doesn't like music.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
That's crazy.
You know what I noticed too? If you look at America's Got Talent or any of the shows like that, The Voice or whatever, that there are people on there that have serious speech impediments.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, when they sing, they don't have that problem.
It's also like, I remember, think about all the groups that we know of that are from England, the British groups.
Yeah.
When they sing, they don't have a British accent.
Yeah, that's funny, isn't
Right?
it? Yeah.
It's the universal language.
Music soothes the savage beast.
Well,
There might be something there.
That's true.
Uh-oh, correct him. Correct him.
Oh.
Because we just looked this up the other day.
Well, no, actually the quote was from, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, I thought they were doing something. What am I doing?
I don't know
I
what
thought-
you're doing, but the
Oh, no, I'm thinking of a different
the
thing.
quote is, "Music hath the power to soothe the savage breast."
And then it morphed into beast.
And then it morphed into beast because they didn't want to use that word.
Well, it was also like an old-timey, probably 18th century
It is. It's a
quote.
very old quote.
So it's
Yes.
like written in Old English, and back then breast probably meant something different than it does now.
Yeah,
But it
well,
was still a good thing.
I learned something.
yes.
More you know. All right. Well, let's talk about this. So anyway, we're going to have somebody in from Westfield who's very knowledgeable in music and probably could speak to music theory and music therapy and everything, but we were not able to get that person. So
Later, another show.
yeah, another show. So we have information. Actually, when I saw Tina Gorman yesterday, she has spoken to this on her show before in the past, relative to seniors.
Yeah.
So she gave me she is so passionate about this. I mean, it's like a 3-page outline of all of the power of music in our everyday lives. And so music can induce relaxation, promote healing, enhance mental functioning, create an overall sense of well-being. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Sometimes I find myself so fixated with being in La La Land when I'm driving around that I forget to turn the radio on. And when I finally remember, it's like, it makes me all happy. It's like, whoa, I can turn the radio on. I can listen to music. This is great. And then one of her points was music cuts through the boundaries of age, culture, disability, and disease. So what I'm saying, everybody likes music. Yeah. And she said everybody responds to music, no matter how ill or disabled. So
Back in the day, in the early 70s, when aerobic dance started to be an exercise program, it was really the first, quote, exercise program that used music and choreography. And that caught on so quickly, it made the lady who invented it famous and rich.
Ooh, Jane Fonda?
Yeah, no, Jane Fonda did not invent that. But anyway, and I was a runner at the time too, and then it morphed into, runners with the big headphones on and carrying the big apparatus that they had, whether it was a tape player or whatever, would find that running or walking to music made it so much easier.
It would distract you from thinking about how tired you were and how ridiculous.
Well, and it gives you a pace. It gives you a pace.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No?
Here.
Yeah.
It is. It's true.
And then it morphed into people using, smaller devices and
Oh, the
MP3
Walkman.
players and the
Here comes
Walkman.
the Walkman.
The Walkman.
And the Walkman holster on the waist.
Yep. I had a CD player that fit on a thing on my waist for when I went running or walking. But it was truly an amazing find that exercise is so much easier when you have that rhythm and when you have music in your head.
Yeah. Yeah, it also will produce changes in blood flow and blood pressure. There's another point. Produces changes in breathing rate. Produces changes in body posture. I need that. I'm slouched.
Yep.
Produces changes in mood. Now, these are all seemingly obvious things, but, when you say it out loud and you realize the real power that of music just every day. So avail yourself of that, and don't be like me and drive around without the radio on because you're thinking about the 100 other things that you have to do for the rest of the day. Take a break, listen to music. What do you have? You got stuff on you got a list there or something?
A list of what? Music that I listen to?
No, you have a paper in front of you. What does it
It's
say?
the same as your paper.
Oh, it is? I
Yeah.
thought you didn't get that.
Yeah, I did.
Well, all right. So if there's anything on there that you want to bring up, go ahead. I have another. So that those points was brought out by Tina, and there's a lot of stuff in there relative to seniors, Alzheimer's and whatever else.
Parkinson's,
Parkinson.
stroke victims.
Yeah.
That's music is therapy. A lot of times, a lot of it is therapy. When in my class, not only do we have music, but we move to the music, which I can't tell you how many times in the 40 years that I've been teaching, where someone would say to me, "Oh my gosh, boy, that class went fast," and because you're not focused on maybe the little bit of suffering you're going through, you're more focused on moving to the music. So that's why I use a lot of choreography, not just background music.
Well, there's a lot of good points, and the music transcends all generations. So it's not just the most benefits coming to seniors or people with Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or stroke people. I mean, it starts with the kids. So I took what Tina gave us and I kind of turned it the other way. Like, we're focusing on the seniors because that's her audience. It might be mine too, for all I know. I keep playing songs from the 70s for crying out loud. So, did you know that Drew Barrymore was born in 1889 or something or not Drew, what's his name?
Lionel Barrymore?
Lionel Barrymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Why did you bring up Lionel
Because
Barrymore?
I had Turner Classic Movies on last night, and
Yes.
there was I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was like this eccentric family, and they were all weird, and he was the father, and it was from back in the 30s.
I know that movie.
Yeah,
I'll think of it was a play.
right, exactly.
And
yes.
my husband was in that play.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So I was watching that, and I looked at Lionel Barrymore, and I went, "Oh my God, has he ever been young? Like any movie I've ever seen him in, he was an old guy."
Right.
So I'm like, well, that must mean that he was born before movies or something,
Yeah.
and didn't go onto the silver screen until he was older, because that's when.
Yeah. What's his name? Gabby Hayes was the same way.
Yeah.
Walter Brennan.
Yeah.
When he was 35, he started playing old guys because he just looked the part. He
It
looked old.
was so funny to just see him. And then I looked it up, and I was like, what year was he born? It was 1889
Yeah.
or something like that.
And a whole string of talented people in his family after him.
And in that movie was also the guy from the Thing.
The guy from The Thing.
James Stewart. Jimmy
Jimmy Stewart,
Yes. I call him James.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
he likes that. So I turned this around, and we were talking about the health benefits of music. And by the way, you're listening to WSKB 89.5.
Yes, you are.
And cable channel 15 on your Comcast dial. And it is the Joe Show.
And
So what a beautiful day it is today.
Kenny left us.
Well, he doesn't.
He'll be back.
Yeah. Hey, so now we touched on some of the health benefits of music to the older population.
Yeah.
It really starts with the kids. So music children a way to communicate through activity and sound, and people an outlet for creative, positive self-expression.
Ah,
So now we're talking about more of the hands-on health benefits of music, like not just listening to the radio, not just listening to songs. It's actually engaging in music, playing an instrument. And for kids, this is crucial. It really is. The social benefits that come from that for kids, and it all starts, you got to remember, who doesn't sing to their kid when they're a baby or infant, You're always teaching them songs and stuff. So as children mature into adolescence and adults, music connects them to others in a community of listeners and players. Music helps us understand what people are thinking and feeling. Students who participate in school band or orchestra have the lowest levels of current and lifelong use of alcohol, tobacco, and illicit drugs among any group in our society.
there you go.
How? Isn't it funny? We come up with these ideas every time we do the health benefits of whatever, and you start looking into it, you delve into it so that you can speak to it, and something always comes out of it that
It's amazing.
It's just amazing.
It's amazing, yeah.
Even when we were talking about stupid lemon water, I was getting all excited.
Stupid
I was
lemon water.
I was sitting there reading all the health benefits, and I'm just on air. I'm going, I can't believe. Look at that. Look at what that will do. So that's a huge one. I'm going to read it because it's very important. Students who participate in a band or orchestra have the lowest levels of current and lifelong use of alcohol, tobacco, and illicit drugs among any group of our society.
Lifelong,
Right.
not just,
Right.
yeah, well, they're kids.
Mm-hmm.
And, there was a study out there that said, and this relates to your daughter who's currently with child, if you put a little speaker against mommy's tummy, that, and especially with classical music, that they can actually see the baby relax and sleep. And that's while they're in mommy, even before they come out into the world.
Well, and that's the other thing. I mean, we haven't even gotten into the sleep part of it, but I know a person that can't fall asleep without music
Yeah.
every night.
Anybody we know.
Put the sleep music on.
The sleep music.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, and then back to the older Americans. So, they who are actively involved in music show improvements with anxiety, loneliness, and depression, and in coping with stress, stimulating the immune system, and improving health. And that's all reputable sources. So, and then it goes on. We got like 8 minutes left, so I can finish this.
Okay, finish that.
You know what?
I'm glad you're getting all this important stuff out in the set of the program. Basically because I'm oopsie for each broadcast.
Yeah.
And yours was I didn't start recording right at the very beginning.
Oh.
So I'm recording. I'm recording now, and all
Yeah,
this
yeah.
has been covered. But I'm just putting it out there. I apologize for missing the first bit of your program.
Oh, that's all right. As long as it's on the radio, we have our listeners. I think.
Oh, you mean he didn't get the things off my chest part of because we could repeat that.
All the important stuff has been recorded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So my apologies on that.
Oh, no problem.
All right.
But if you have it on channel 15, then that was because I recorded that.
Oh,
said
then you have the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll figure out a way of you getting me that copy if you want me to post the entire thing to the interweb.
Okay.
We'll talk.
Yeah. Interweb.
All right.
So moving on to the physical benefits, music gets people of any age up and moving. Playing instruments can aid in development of spatial reasoning, hand-eye coordination, and fine motor control. These benefits continue to accrue well into adulthood. So get your kids into the band.
Or chorus or whatever.
And then we move on to the last point of this particular study that was done is cognitive benefits. So singing and musical stories can help children with vocabulary and reading skills and word play. Exposure to vocabulary through music can help children learn to communicate verbally and make learning to read more fun.
Uh-huh.
So there you go.
Well, Sesame Street or any of those shows that the little ones watch always have music, songs,
Oh, yeah.
and stories
Yeah.
musically told.
Yeah, every show, even if it wasn't, all the cartoons that my youngest daughter used to watch all had music.
Yep.
You just, look at Dora the Explorer, right?
Yep.
You start with the intro, then they do some stuff, and she goes on a mission, and then boom, music,
Yep.
same song, but that's okay. Do you have anything else to say? It's not like we have to tell people to listen to music, but
I want to know if there's any negative effects of types of music.
yeah, yeah.
Don't drive down the highway listening to Rage Against the Machine.
Well, heavy metal strikes me as the kind of music that would induce anxiety, not relieve it. I don't know.
Well, it depends.
I don't listen
if
to
that,
heavy metal. So.
Yeah, I have, and I used to be a big fan of the old-timey ones like Judas Priest and Metallica and
Iron Maiden.
Yeah, oh yeah. But you know what? I think that vintage, those groups, and when I listen to it now, it makes me happy because it's nostalgia.
Well, yeah, but how did it make you feel at the time?
Kids, so it made me full of angst.
See?
And
That's what I'm saying.
I wanted to break things all the time, especially wooden spoons.
I was just going to say,
So-
time for the wooden spoon.
I would say there's probably not a lot of health benefits to any sort of music that would have negativity, bad language, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So some of the rap stuff, maybe. I know a lot of people love it, but I guess it has. What's the content? What's the content of the song? What's the message that it's trying to say? That's why we had this song today, "Top of the World," because it's a positive, uplifting,
Yep.
melodic. Is that the right way to say it?
Okay.
Melodic. It'll make you happy just listening to it. So
Listen to happy music.
listen to happy music. So the takeaway from today is play more music. Have it in the background. I don't do that enough at home either. It's like
Yeah.
the TV's always on, but the music's not,
It's a good way to
And
clean your house.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
put
yeah.
on
That was
music
one
and-
of the points in here, and
Yeah.
and Tina's stuff, gets you revved up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if I could listen to music and go to sleep.
I used to listen to like classical music and try and have that put me to sleep, but I guess I'm just too interested in listening to the music that I don't want to, fall asleep when I shut it off, but I can't fall asleep listening to it.
Vision on.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people like that too.
Yeah, 35, 40 years I've been that way.
The light doesn't bother you?
No.
Ken?
No.
Really?
Do you turn it off in the middle of the night?
No.
Well, it's funny because
But if the cable box resets itself or something stops or goes off the air, I will wake up.
yeah. Remember when they used to go off the air like after the late show or whatever?
Right, with the
late
Star
show?
Spangled Banner.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they do that anymore. And I it's funny because every night when the Red Sox play at night, I can't stay up for the whole game. Last night it didn't end until 11?
Yeah.
Right?
We won, though.
So I will yell down to my daughter in the basement and I'll say, "Yep, I'm going to bed." And she's like, "You're going to fall asleep to the Red Sox game again?" I said, "Yep." And last night I actually stayed up and watched the whole thing, and I yelled down. I said, "I'm going to bed." And she goes, "You're going to fall asleep to the Red Sox game?" I said, "Nope, it's over."
Okay, here's a side point. The Red Sox, they're trying to kill me again. And the other night, I swear to God, this is true, when they were playing Houston.
Yeah.
And you know how Houston had the blue uniforms and stuff? They kind of look like our travel uniforms. Well, anyway, I fell asleep, and we were ahead 3-2. And I fell asleep, and I dreamt, realistic dream, that they got in the 9th inning, they got a run, so it was tied. And in the 10th inning, Houston I woke up in the morning mad as heck. And then I was listening to the news later in the day, and the guy on the Springfield News said, well, the Red Sox won the game. And I'm like, oh my God, he's so wrong. They didn't win last night. And I actually had to go look it up. And I had dreamt that. I had dreamt that they lost. They're trying to kill me.
That's a vivid dream.
It was. I could see the uniforms and everything. It was
Well,
so strange.
it is strange. Thank you for listening to the Joe Show. We have a hard stop at 9.
Yeah.
Because people got places to go. So I want to thank you, Kenny, for being here so we could do this.
Thank you.
And we should do it again. Maybe you should be a guest on my show. You've had me on yours
Many
times.
We can talk.
All right.
That's a good idea.
Hey, we do have a good guest next month. I won't ruin the surprise, but we do actually have somebody lined up. I think it's going to be great.
Yep.
Good show, Mom.
You too, sweetie.
Thank you again, and we're ready to go, so stay healthy, my friends.
Bye.
This is Mark Auerbach. The program you're about to listen or watch is an encore presentation of one of the broadcasts we did previously of On the Mark, ArtSpeed, or Athenaeum Spotlight, one of the more popular programs, so we're glad to bring it to you again. If you want to see other programs that we produced over the course of the last year, they're all archived on YouTube at WSKB Community Radio. We hope that you enjoy this broadcast.